what?
Hello everybody, and welcome to our very first episode of Diablo's Outdoor Adventures. I'm your host, Danny Diablo Carbajal. I'm here to talk to all you predator hunters out there. Like I had mentioned on our Facebook page, this show is all things predator hunting. I would probably say 80% of it's going to be on coyotes. That's my passion. I love shooting coyotes. And I'm here to kind of help educate a lot of the newbie hunters, a lot of the people who are wanting to get into coyote hunting, and a lot of people who have tried coyote hunting in the past and were never really super successful. So I'm here to try to, give you guys a few tips that maybe can help you out, help you be a little bit more successful when you're out in the field. Today for our first show, I kind of want to talk about the stuff that I personally use. I've seen so many people and talked to so many people who say they just simply can't afford to coyote hunt. They automatically assume they have to have the best of the best, whatever the best of the best may actually be. You know, everybody seems like they have their own opinion of what the greatest thing is, whether it's a Fox Pro call, a Primo's call, an Icotech call, whatever it may be. Everybody kind of has their preference of what the greatest thing is. I personally use, for my e-collar, I personally use this little Primo's Turbo Dog. This thing, going on my 4th season with this little call box. Got this thing, I believe at Walmart, brand new for I think about 120 bucks, somewhere in that neighborhood. Didn't break the bank, and I have absolutely abused this call. I've dropped it, I've thrown it, it's fallen out of trees whenever I've had it up in taller mesquite bush and stuff. It's fallen down. It's been through rain, it's been through snow. And this thing, it just works well. I have called a lot of coyotes in with this little collar. Once again, didn't have to break the bank to do it. Another thing that I take with me on my personal hunts, now this is just the stuff that I take. I have here just a pretty standard, it's a Maverick by Mossberg 12 gauge pump. I tend to take this with me, I'll throw it in the truck. I hardly use this as my shotgun here. If we're hunting some really thick cover, close range, a coyote's going to be sitting in your lap before you even see him, I'll take out this little 12 gauge, and I've dropped a handful of coyotes with this little shotty right here. Once again, not breaking the bank, guys. I believe this shotgun was, golly, bought this thing new, I think at Walmart again, and I don't think I paid $120 for this 12 gauge, and it's definitely put some fur down on the ground. Now with my shotty, the loads that I kind of like to use that have been pretty decent for me, believe it or not, are these 12 gauge turkey loads from Winchester, the Super X from Winchester, these turkey loads. I killed a coyote last year with this shotgun in pretty close range. I got him going away. When I stepped it out to 63 paces. And they were pretty good sized paces, so I'm guesstimating somewhere in the neighborhood of 55 to 60 yards. And it took one shot. I thought I was gonna have to do a follow-up with it, and I did it. He kind of did a spin, dropped down, and I took him out with these little turkey loads here from Winchester. My primary hunting rifle right now that I absolutely love to death is this little Savage Axis 223. Now this little Savage here, believe it or not, I actually bartered for. I had owned a motorcycle repair shop, and I worked on a bike for a gentleman who owns a gun shop here in town, and we bartered some work for the rifle. But nevertheless, this rifle here, I want to say brand spanking new, is less than $300 for the Savage Axis. The only thing I did do it, I did a little trigger work because I like a really light trigger. So I did some trigger work to it, and I really got lucky, really lucky. I really like these Nikon scopes. A buddy of mine, actually Team DOA member Homer Miller, has a Nikon scope, and I really liked his scope. And I was kind of pricing them out, and I found this Nikon, believe it or not, brand new in the box at a pawn shop. And I want to say I paid $60, It's just a little Nikon Buckmaster. It's not one of their top of the line scopes. I think brand new they're about 150 bucks or so. But I paid 60 bucks for this thing brand new in the box. So sometimes it pays to hit your local pawn shop, see what's going on there. You never know. I always try to support my local businesses the best I can. Like I said, I did pick up the e-collar at Walmart because none of my little local shops, gun shops, carry e-collars or something like that. With this little Savage, the loads that I really like, we always do our best to save the fur. We like to skin the coyotes out and everything. And one of the loads I really like are these Winchester Varmin X loads, rapid expansion loads. As long as I hit the coyote, you're good. They don't really tend to have a big exit hole. I can usually save the pelt. I believe last week I took one bad, shot a little female in the neck, and just totally exploded. It was kind of a close range. It was a bad shot. That was all on me. There's no way I can blame this bullet. I just shot her bad. But every single time that I've taken a coyote with a decent shot, I don't know if y'all can hear my son in the background. We've got a little guy back there. Like I said, this whole show's a family show. Everybody that does it, my wife right now is actually filming. So if you can hear him in the background, sorry about that. But 2-month-old boys like to talk a little bit. Anyway, these little 223, these are 55 grain Varmin X from Winchester. And I really like these little bullets. Like I said, they don't tend to really explode the hide on the exit wound. I've shot some Hornadies, some rapid expansion. Those are some great loads also. Now, as far as the rest of the stuff I take with me, let me put some of this up here. Another thing I take with me is my $12 shooting stick. And I think I picked this up at one of our local sporting goods stores. $12 shooting stick. That's all I take with me, guys. Like I said, I have been a predator hunter now for many years. Many years, as I almost dropped my rifle here. And I've had a lot of success doing what I do. I'm extremely passionate about it. I absolutely love hunting predators, hunting coyotes, hunting bobcats, hunting fox. Absolutely love it. Are Fox Pro calls the best of the best? I don't know. I've never owned one. I'm not sitting here promoting Primos. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. I'm not sponsored by anybody, no Winchester or Savage or anybody with the equipment I'm showing you. I'm just showing you the personal stuff that I use. Let's see, my hunting partner, Stevie Ray, also a member of Team DOA. He also shoots a Savage Axis 223, and he's had a ton of success with that rifle. As far as the bullets he uses, I'm not 100% sure because he likes to reload. So I'm not 100% sure what he's always shooting out of it, but he's very accurate with it and drops a lot of coyotes. So the biggest thing about today's show, guys, is if you're just starting out, there's no need to go out and spend $500 on an e-collar, buying a $1,200 hunting rifle. There's no point, especially if you're just starting out. Make sure you enjoy what you're doing first. Like I said, there's no point in breaking the bank. I'm just here to tell you guys that you can do it and be extremely successful with the bare minimum. Like I said, a $12 shooting stick, just simple Winchester loads, an old turbo dog that I've had going on 4 seasons. It doesn't take a ton of money to be successful in predator hunting. And like I said, when I started the show, I've just talked to so many people who've gotten discouraged, just really upset because they're not having a whole lot of success. They have, some of the best stuff, and they're not having a lot of success, which we're going to address in the future as far as setting stands on some of our next shows. And I've also had, like I said, a lot of guys tell me they just simply cannot afford to predator hunt. They can't afford those e-collars. So once again, for our first episode here, I just kind of wanted to show you some of the stuff that we use, that I personally use. My wife, I also have a Savage Axis 22-250. That was one of my favorite rifles, and my wife shoots that whenever we go out together. And once again, just kind of a simple rifle. She uses this e-collar here and the same loads, just in 22-250. And we've had a lot of success. And I believe that Savage Axis, when I bought that thing new, again, in 22-250, was right at around the $300 mark. So, I'm not in any way downing the best of the best, the expensive e-collars. I'm not. You know, if you guys can do that, and if you guys think that that's the best stuff, and you guys have, you know, the resources to be able to purchase them, that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm just letting all you new people, guys and gals out there who love calling, who want to continue calling, who want to learn how to call coyotes, that you don't have to have tons of money to be successful in your hunts. Until next time, this is Danny Diablo Carbajal. And remember, whenever you guys go out hunting, whether you're setting coyote stands or deer camp for 3 or 4 days, leave your areas cleaner than you found them. You all have a great day.